There's this piece of advice. We've all heard it a million times. It's supposed to be helpful, right? Meant to keep us safe. But what if it's actually the very thing holding us back? Well, today, we're going to challenge that old advice and explore a much more powerful way to move forward. Seriously, think about it for a sec. A big decision in your life, maybe a dream you were really chasing. I am willing to bet that someone somewhere told you, hey, just make sure you have a backup plan. Something to fall back on. It's kind of the standard advice, isn't it? Okay, so let's start right there. Let's talk about this so-called safety net. I mean, is it really as safe as it sounds? Or is there maybe a hidden cost to always having something to fall back on? And look, it almost always comes from a good place, right? Your parents, a teacher, a friend, they're just trying to look out for you. They want you to be practical, to be safe. But when you hear that advice over and over again, it can start to feel a little different, less like support and, well, more like they're just expecting you to fail. And that's where we get to the uncomfortable truth of it all. See, a safety net kind of frames failure as the end of the road. It's not just a plan B. It's like a pre-built escape hatch to a life you settled for, not the one you actually went all in for. So, what if that safety net isn't a net at all? What if it's actually a trap? Think about it. What if by constantly preparing for failure, we're actually making it more likely to happen? And that, right there, is the hidden danger. It can become a total self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a really subtle shift in your mindset, but oh, it is so critical. The moment you have that fallback option, failure stops being a chance to learn something. Instead, it just feels like a signal to give up, to retreat. It gives you this little psychological out, an excuse not to go all in, not to commit 100%. And let's be real, when you're not fully committed, well, you're probably going to end up needing that safety net. Okay, so if the safety net is a trap, what do we do instead? What's the alternative? Well, there is one, and it's a really powerful shift in thinking. It's all about the art of falling forward. Because let's face it, on any journey that's actually worth taking, you are going to stumble, you're going to fall. It's pretty much guaranteed. So the real question isn't if you'll fall, it's how you're going to fall. And this quote just nails it. It says, if I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. Just let that sink in for a second. That simple idea, it completely reframes the entire experience of what it means to fail. So what does that actually mean, falling forward? It means you use every single failure to actually gain momentum. You make sure that even when you trip, you land just a little bit closer to where you want to go, not further away from it. It's all about learning how to fail in the right direction. And this brings us to a really clear, really powerful idea, right? It's about choosing momentum over retreat. So let's break down exactly why this approach is just so much more productive when you inevitably hit a wall. I mean, this contrast really says it all, doesn't it? When you fall backward, that's a retreat. All you learn about is your comfort zone. But falling forward, whoa, that's a different game. That's about gaining momentum. You learn from the impact itself. You're not just testing out your backup plan, you are learning about the obstacle, the very thing that tripped you up, so you know how to beat it next time. And maybe the biggest difference of all is just your point of view. When you fall forward, hey, at least you can see what you're about to hit. So you can see this is way more than just a clever tactic or a cool-sounding phrase. To really adopt this mindset, it requires a completely new way of looking at failure itself. And this is the fundamental shift we're talking about. We have to stop seeing failure as this big, scary stop sign. It's not. It's more like a signpost. It's just data, It's a lesson that's telling you, hey, this way doesn't work, so you can get one step closer to what does. Every single stumble is just another step on your path, as long as you're making sure that step is in the right direction. So I'm going to leave you with this one thought. The next time you stumble, and believe me, you will, because we all do, don't just ask yourself if you should get back up. That's the easy part. Ask yourself a much more important question. Which way are you going to fall?